Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. It is Saturday. I did a short video yesterday on Good Friday where I had started sectioning the roof on the 53 and I tacked the corners up. Of course, they're all crooked, but that's okay. I just wanted to see what they look like. And with the help of my lovely assistant, Michelle, who wishes to remain anonymous on the camera, she helped me this morning just now. We cut the rest of the sections off the roof. And here's a pro tip. When you go to cut a roof along the back edge, make sure to take the dome light out first. In my excitement to get this thing done, I accidentally cut right through it, and this is what happens when you do that. Look how thick that glass is. That was the dome light lens, and it decided to go in about 500 pieces and go all over my floor. So we had to take a break, clean the floor, and then continue on with the cuts. So now we have the main cuts are all done. I'm gonna have to peel all this tape. Now I'll deal with that later. Anyway, get off me, stop it. Yeah, good grief. So what you're left with after you do the sectioning cuts is you have, this is the left rear quarter of the roof. Upside down is the right rear quarter with half the dome light. And then you have the main section of the roof itself, which is single layer. And then of course it becomes also the front edge. So when we put this back together, it will need strips put in on both sides from here over to where the main body is, and of course in the center, because we're stretching it front to back also, because as you lower it, it gets longer. So we will use for those the pieces we cut out of the front right here. These will simply move up to the top. This section piece, the strip along the rear, the little thin piece that's going to go where the back window is, that's all going to be made out of 18 gauge flat sheet metal. And what we'll do is we will TIG weld those on, and as we do, we will hammer and dolly the welds, and that'll put everything back into shape, because when you weld thin steel, it contracts and warps, it shrinks. So you hammer and dolly it to flatten it back out, and that takes the shrinkage out of it. So the next step now is I've got to start cleaning these up and getting them lined up where they will align on the cab the way they're supposed to. And what we're going to do is, I've got all this 3/4 square stock that I got. I bought this whole bundle for 30 bucks. So I'm going to take pieces of that, and those will be bridges that will go across side to side, front to back, and it'll join the sections to keep them in alignment. Once I'm happy with the alignment, then I can make the filler pieces and put those in. So I'm going to start cleaning these cuts up a little bit, and we're going to take that A-pillar back off because it's obviously way crooked. I just tacked it. And what I'll do is, with a flat disc, I'll start removing material on the inside so that I can lay that back until I'm happy with it. And the way to check that is you simply take a little piece of, well, not that one, it doesn't want to play nice, but if you take a little piece of this square stock and you hold it up here, you can obviously see there's a major gap. So what we do is we play with this until it lines up where there's no gap in there. We'll do the same on the inside edges. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually take a couple short pieces of this, and I'm going to slide one down in here. I'm going to drill 2 holes here. Slide this down inside the A-pillar, and once I do, I'll do rosette welds to button those up so that this is attached to the A-pillar, and when this slides down over this, it'll be in alignment. And I can check that by simply putting a piece on the outside. So we can do the same drill here. We'll drill 2 holes in it. Once we're happy with the alignment, we'll rosette weld those back shut, grind them smooth, and then of course we'll do the seam weld all the way around when we're happy with the alignment. So I'm going to cut a couple of these. I've got some cut already actually, but I need some more to use as my little guides. And what we'll do is, once we get these inserts in and done, we will clamp these in place on both sides to hold everything straight. Then we'll go ahead and we'll tack it into place, and then I'll come back and we'll weld these all up. So that's the plan for the rest of today. Tomorrow's Easter, so I'm only going to work for a little while today, kind of get some little stuff buttoned up, but I did want to get these other cuts made. So now I can get the tape off, start cleaning them up. And I'm kind of dead in the water till Monday because I have to get the sheet, the flat sheet, in order to start making the patches to connect these. So Saturday being the weekend, everybody's closed that carries that. The stuff you get at the hardware store is way too thin. It's like 24 gauge. And these, I've measured these panels and they're actually 18. So I'm going to buy 18 gauge, and that's what we'll use to patch all this up with. So anyway, there you go. Roof's cut completely now. It's in a bunch of pieces, and those of you that have never seen this done before are probably going, oh my God, what has this guy gotten into? Well, believe it or not, this is actually a pretty easy fix to put this back together, and it's going to look cool once it's all done. We'll have 5 inches out of it, and then we'll go for the sectioning job, which you guys are really going to think I've lost it when they see this. But this is what I've been wanting to build, is just a slammed out hot rod. And so yeah, it's gonna be cool, but we're getting there. Like I said, every bit of progress you get is progress forward, and if I can get an hour a day, then I'm that much closer. So I'm in about half an hour right now, so we're gonna work on it some more, and then we'll get back on it Monday. So we'll see you guys. Have a happy Easter. Enjoy your weekend. Our weather's kind of rainy up, gross, but that's okay. There's stuff to do indoors. So we'll see you guys first of the week. Have a good weekend.